Welcome to this Pokémon Emerald walkthrough. This was the last game in the main series to be released during Generation 3, and it was actually the first Pokémon game that I ever played. This game is set in the Hoenn region, located southwest of Kanto. During this walkthrough I will show you where you need to go and where to find important items. I will also give you strategies and hints to take down tough trainers, and I will present reviews for the Pokémon you can catch as you travel through Hoenn. When you start a new game, Professor Birch will introduce himself. Don't worry about the slow text speed, you can change that later. After a short speech, Professor Birch will ask you to choose the gender and name of the character you'll be playing. I will be naming my character Brendan, which is the default name for this game's male character. The other character will become your rival, and based on what you chose, that will be either Brendan or May. Remember that these settings cannot be changed later, so be careful to avoid any spelling errors. You start out in your hometown of Littleroot, which lies in the southern part of the mainland area of Hoenn. When you come up to your room, the first thing you should do is set the clock. In Fire Red and Leaf Green there are no time-dependent events, but there are a few in this game. Therefore it is important to set the clock to the correct time. In this game, time influences the growth of berries and the tides in the Shoal Cave in the eastern part of Hoenn. After setting the clock, you can go over to your PC and take out a potion. Pressing the start button will bring up the menu. Here you can access the items stored in your bag, view your trainer card, save the game, and eventually check the status of the Pokémon you have in your party. If you go to the option menu, you can change the text speed from slow to fast. Now your mom will ask you to go see Professor Birch in his house next door. Below lies Professor Birch's Pokémon lab. If you try to exit Littleroot Town to the north, you will be forced to turn back. This is May, the one who will later become your rival. If you chose a female character, then this person will be Brendan. Your rival will be the professor's daughter or son, while your dad will actually be the gym leader in a neighboring city. When you try to exit the town this time, you will be asked to investigate some strange noises. After a few steps, you will see Professor Birch being attacked by a wild Pokémon. He will ask you to go to his bag and pick a Pokémon yourself. This is where you choose your starter Pokémon. You get to choose between 3 Pokémon, a grass type, a water type and a fire type. Treecko is the grass type. Its stats are okay, nothing to complain about there, but its move pool is not really reaching good moves. Treecko is therefore hard to train up in the beginning, and it won't become really good until it reaches its final evolutionary stage. Torchic is the fire type. When it evolves into Combuskin at level 16, it becomes a dual fire fighting type. It can learn several useful moves both early on and after it has reached its final evolution. Choosing a Torchic will prove to be very helpful when you get to the Elite Four. Mudkip is the water type, and it will become a dual water ground type at level 16 when it evolves into a Marshtomp. Mudkip is just as good as Torchic both in terms of its good move pool and its stats, and it can eventually learn moves like Ice Beam and Earthquake. I have therefore decided that Mudkip will be my starter for this walkthrough. A battle will then immediately begin against the wild Zigzagoon. You can nickname the Pokemon you catch, but that's something which I will not be doing in this walkthrough. Now we can access the menu and take a look at our starter Pokemon. You will see that all Pokemon have a nature and an ability. Natures affect how the Pokemon's stats grow as it levels up, and abilities affect the Pokemon either in battle, outside of battle, or in both cases. Mudkip's ability is Torrent, which powers up its water-type moves when its health is low. The last page here has something to do with contests. I will show you what a contest is later in the game. Now you can head out to find your rival. To keep it simple, I will often refer to the rival as May during this walkthrough. May is on Route 103, and to get there we must go through Route 101 and Oldale Town. Even though you cannot catch the Pokemon you encounter at this point, you can still fight them to gain experience. When you get to Oldale Town, you will first come across the Pokémon Center. In this building you can heal your Pokémon and access the PC in the corner to store Pokémon and items. The blue building is the Pokemart, and here you can buy healing items, Pokeballs and repels. Route 103 lies to the north of the town. The western exit between Oldale Town and Route 102 is currently blocked off. When you encounter May, she will challenge you to a battle. Whether your rival is May or Brendan, they will almost always have exactly the same Pokemon on their teams. Your rival will always pick the starter that is strong against your starter. In my case that is Treecko, but at this point it doesn't matter because your rival's starter doesn't yet have any super effective moves. Keep attacking and you will eventually win. If you lose this battle, you can fight some wild Pokemon to become stronger and then try again. After the battle, you must head back to Littleroot Town and talk to Professor Birch in his lab again. When you're back in Professor Birch's lab, he will give you the Pokedex, which will record information on the Pokemon you see and catch. Your rival will then give you some Pokeballs. Now you can start building the team which will get you through the game. After this, your mom will give you the running shoes, thus enabling you to run around instead of just walking. Now you can head out of Littleroot Town and begin exploring the Hoenn region.